Here in Arizona, gas is about $1.50 per gallon more than this time last year. With holiday travelers about to hit the roads, well, we're trying to help out.
Yeah, Team 12's Jen Wall is joining us live this morning. She's in Tempe. So, Jen, we all need to find out ways we can save some cash.
Yeah, you got it. Good morning to you both. So right now, you're probably paying about $3.70 per gallon of gas across Arizona. It's pretty close for our state and Phoenix averages, but this time last year, we were only paying $2.20 a gallon. So it's been a very steep increase over the last year. So we want to give you some gas saving tips as you're planning to hit the road, not only for the holidays, but beyond. Here in Arizona, we know we commute a lot by driving. So joining me live this morning is Glenn Hayward with Good Works Auto. Thank you so much for being here. You have a huge spread for us, plus all of the tips to save gas. So what is your number one tip and why?
Well, the number one tip is to don't drive too fast because that consumes an excessive amount of gasoline.
Okay, so you're telling me earlier that going 10 to 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, which we know a lot of people do, unfortunately, how much gas does that use? That's crazy extra.
Well, you can consume about 15 to 20% more gasoline by going 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit.
That is just crazy to me. Okay, what about when you pull up to a light? What can you do to kind of help save gas there?
Well, you want to slow down slowly, and in case the traffic starts to move, so you're not accelerating excessively fast again to keep up with the traffic. And, don't take what we call a jackrabbit start, where you start hot off the line and almost squeal your tires or whatever. That consumes a lot of gas as well.
Okay, and then if you're towing something, maybe a lot of folks are not really camping up north at the moment. I know some people are, but a lot of desert camping. So what if you're towing something?
Well, again, it's basically, accelerating slowly and staying with the speed limit. That's going to save you some gas.
Okay, and you have a ton of other tips for us besides the top three that we just mentioned. What are those?
Well, some of them are like making sure that your tires are inflated and that they're in good condition, because if you are going north and there might be snow or wet roads or whatever, you want to make sure that you have your tires in good condition. So you need to have those checked and make sure that those tires are not only properly inflated, but that they have enough tread to make sure that you're not going to be sliding all over the road.
Okay, good information there. And, you're talking about holiday travel, making sure that you're prepared. It's something, when I'm planning to go up north when it's snowy, a lot of times, unfortunately, I'm not thinking about my vehicle either. So anything else that we should be paying attention to before taking off for Flagstaff or maybe show low this holiday season?
I have some things on the table, but antifreeze is really important. Make sure you have your antifreeze level checked to make sure that you have the proper amount so that your engine doesn't freeze when it's sitting still overnight or whatever. And, make sure that you have a blanket, water, gloves, a flashlight, some of these things that are here on the table, jumper cables. Make sure you have a good battery in your car. That's really an important thing, too, because nothing worse than going and turning the key and your battery's dead or it's not strong enough to crank the motor and get you started.
Oh, yes, that is the worst. That's definitely happened to all of us. Thank you so much, Glenn. Guys, here in Arizona, well, in the desert anyway, we don't really think about all of those cold climate things like making sure you have gloves and water and blankets and antifreeze because it doesn't really get that cold here. So great reminders if you're planning on driving around the state to the high country or beyond. Now, coming up live at 6:30, we're talking electric vehicles. We're shifting gears a bit because there's an incentive here in Arizona that's going to be expiring soon. And we want to tell you how you can get in on that if you're thinking of switching to electric before the new year.